much for choosing Black and Nerdy Tabletop here. And guess what? I haven't done a Pathfinder 2e character creation video yet. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. So today, we're going to rectify that craziness right now. We're going to go ahead and create a character here on Demiplane. Now, for those who don't know what Demiplane is is your one-stop shop for all your digital tabletop needs. What you need to go ahead and purchase some brand new books and get access to them immediately. Or you want to go ahead and create a character like we're doing today. You can do both here on Demiplane.com. That's Demiplane.com. So definitely go ahead and check it out. We've already done a Marvel Multiverse character creation video here, so that was actually kind of fun. So, and I believe we did Alien Nexus, I believe, as well as Daggerheart. So definitely go ahead and subscribe because we're making characters, we're playing games, and let's go ahead and get started. So first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and click on the character button here. Now you can either do it from here or you can click on games and go to Pathfinder. And then you got the Pathfinder screen, and you can go to characters there. No matter where you are, it sends you to the same screen. And here is where you can see all your characters at. As you see right here, I got Daggerheart characters, Avatar Legend characters, I've got all kinds of characters here. And I'm going to make another character today. So click on the button, Character Creator, or I'm sorry, Create Character, and then click on Pathfinder. Now, you got to give it a second here because, it loaded a lot faster than I thought it would. That's awesome, too. All right. So, without let's go ahead and get started here. So, we're going to create a character. We're going to name him Queso. And we're going to go ahead and give him a picture right here. Now, we can go ahead and get a picture here, or we can go ahead and click this button to upload a portrait if you want to. But today, we're just going to choose that one. Also, keep in mind that this switch right here is for if you want to see legacy content. You can choose which one you want. I choose no because I like the new content that's available for Pathfinder. All my videos are based off of new content. So let's go ahead and begin. See what I did there? Now, while it's going ahead and loading, I want to go ahead and show you up here in the upper right-hand corner, you got your strength, you got your dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. You also have your fortitude, reflex, and will saving throws, and you have your perception and your hit points. So unlike when it comes down to D&D, the way D&D does it is they'll go ahead and force you to roll. Here, you don't roll. You actually modify your stats based on your ancestry, your background, and your class, as well as modify your hit points and your saving throws. So let's go ahead and get started here. Right now, you have to choose your ancestry. And in your ancestry, you got plenty to choose from. Dwarf, elf, gnome, goblin, halfling, human, leshy, orc, and plenty of Anande, android, automation, plenty of different ancestry to choose from. Feel free to dig in and like I said, create a character here on Demiplane.com, and you'll be able to look at all of your Pathfinder characters here. But today, I'm going to go ahead and choose, I'm going to choose Dwarf. I like dwarves, so I'm going to go ahead and choose a dwarf today. And as you see up here, it has a couple of things going on here. So it has, if you see where it says attribute boost, that's where it'll give you one boost in that direction, in that attribute right here. So you'll get a boost in Constitution, Wisdom, and a free one to choose of any of these 6 that you want. And of course, there's also flaws. Dwarves have flaws when it comes out to Charisma, unfortunately. You also see here, when you click on it, it gives you plenty of information here. And as you see here, you get 10 hit points. You're a size medium. Your speed is only 20 feet, which means that you move about 4 squares as a default, though that may change depending on the situation. Right here, you have attribute boost, as we said before, and your traits. You are a dwarf and a humanoid. And also note that dwarves, by default, get dark vision and a clan dagger. Now, clan daggers are awesome. Clan daggers for dwarves are like their emblems. They represent their houses, their families, their clan. And if as a dwarf, if you were to lose your clan dagger, you're pretty much worthless. I mean, they will give you the smoke. I'm just saying. I'm just going to be honest with you. They'll do it. That's what dwarves do. So we're going to select dwarf. And as you see right there, everything has already changed. I already got a boost in Constitution and Wisdom and a minus in Charisma. So what I'm going to do right here is, first of all, we can choose our dwarf heritage. So dwarves have different heritages that they can choose from, whether they want to go ahead and choose ancient blooded dwarf, anvil dwarf, death wharton dwarf. As you see, plenty of dwarves to choose from here. You also have what's this? Alavarin, which is pretty much half elves. So Alavarin is half elves, and there is I forget the other one. You can also choose these other ones here, like the ones right here, Aphrodite. These are ones that anyone can choose, but they're only certain ones that only dwarves can choose. So the ones that end in dwarf are the ones that only dwarves can choose. Whether the ones that don't end in dwarves, anyone can choose. Dromar are half orcs, so you can actually be a dwarven half orc kind of thing, you know. But today we're going to go ahead and choose just a random one. Let's choose ancient blooded dwarves. When you click on it, it'll tell you. Dwarf heroes of old could shrug off their enemies' magic, and some of that resistance manifest in you. You gain the call of the ancient blood reaction. And that reaction, by the way, is you attempt a saving throw against a magical effect, but you haven't rolled yet. So, for example, if someone's casting a spell on you, and before you go and roll that beautiful bean footage called saving throw, which is most likely going to be will, maybe reflex, but most likely will, or fortitude, could be 1 of 3. You can go ahead and choose if you want to go ahead and use ancient blood. If you use it, you'll go ahead and gain 1 circumstance bonus to saving throws. So if you're fighting someone who is really strong in the magic, you may want to go ahead and use that. You can only use it once though per round. So just kind of putting it out there. Oh, good news. And it looks like it's not just 1 round, 1 turn rather, but it looks like you can do it once per turn. But it also looks like if someone casts 2 spells on you, you only have to use it once, and it'll support you for both spells. So that's good. We're going to go ahead and choose Ancient Blooded Dwarf, excuse me. Now, for the second one, it's time for Ancestry feats. Now, I'm not going to dig too deep into this one, but you can choose whichever Ancestry feat that you want, whether Dwarven lore, if you want to be skillful in Dwarven weaponry, you can go ahead and choose this one, which will give you access to like battle axes, pickaxes, and warhammers, which is really good. Like if you're choosing like anything but a warrior or a warrior-esque class, you can go ahead and use weapon familiar. But keep in mind, in this game, there are advanced dwarven weapons which only dwarves can use. So you may want to choose this. You may want to choose advanced dwarven weapon familiarity, whatever that says. And what'll happen is that you can only choose it though at later level after you choose this. So you have to choose this first. So just let you know. So we'll go ahead and choose Dwarven lore for this case though. Dwarven lore for the record. Because dwarves are known for their religious and their crafting when you're born in a kind of a dwarven thing here, they'll go ahead and you'll learn skills like crafting and religion. You also learn additional lore. So we're not going to get too deep into this once again, but I can choose a specific lore here because I get additional lore, and I'm going to choose dwarven weapons. So that way, if someone asks me about dwarven weapons, I know some things about weapons, you know? So, now for our boosts here. So, in Pathfinder, you have 2 options here. You can choose a regular boost, or you can choose just 2 boosts and no, negative boosts, or you can choose a default. So, I'm going to choose a default for now, and I get to choose 1 free boost, because remember, it already told me I have +1 in Wisdom, +1 in Constitution, but a minus in Charisma. So, I'm going to choose Strength as my 1 free one. And as you see, with a check, I'm done. Now I can go ahead and go to background. So here's your background that you can choose, and I think hopefully this one is available. It is great. So I'm going to choose the warrior background. So that means that I am I'm big on warrior stuff. I'm like accent. I was born with an axe in hand out the womb. Okay, Mama Dwarf was strong. Okay, so let's see here. With this one, it gives you a description of what you're doing here, or what the background is about. Right here, it tells you choose 2 attribute boosts. One must be strength or charisma, and the other one is free. I also get I'm also trained in the intimidation skill, We're going to go over skills in a later video, but yes, they are great in Pathfinder. And a warfare lore skill, which means that I know a lot about warfare. So if I'm talking to another warrior, we can go ahead, or an NPC, we can talk about warfare, and I might be able to get in good with them. But I also get intimidating glare. Now, I already know what intimidating glare is. Basically, with intimidation by itself, they have to hear you in order to intimidate, for you to intimidate. But with intimidation glare, I now have the visual trait as well. So I can go ahead and look at them with a deadly look, and they will submit. Let's click on the warrior. And as you said before, I get to choose 2 ability boosts. So I'm going to choose, for example, I think they said 1 in wisdom, or I forget what one it is, but I'm going to choose dexterity. Oh, wisdom and constitution. So I'm going to go ahead, strength and constitution. So I'm going to choose strength. There we go. So now I'm check here. So now it's time to choose a class. Now, I think I'm going to choose fighter. So as I click on fighter, it gives you the options right here. So as you see right here, it tells you right here, the basics of a fighter and the ins and outs of a fighter. And as you see right here, it tells me here that my key attribute is either strength or dexterity, whichever one I want. I also have hit points. Let me see here, hit points right here. So 10 hit points plus my constitution modifier. If you look here, I already have 10 hit points for being a dwarf. So I'm going to get 10 more hit points plus my constitution modifier once I choose it again. It also tells you all my proficiencies. Once again, we'll get into that in another video. Click on fighter. All right. And after this one, we're going to go ahead and choose our key attribute. Remember, that's either strength or dexterity, as I said before. I'm going to choose strength. After that, it's going to choose attribute boosts, which allows me to choose 4 attribute boosts. So everyone, once they choose a class, can choose their key attribute and 4 more attribute boosts. So I'm going to choose another strength, another constitution, which is, see, it brought up my hit points again. Another wisdom, because remember, unlike in D&D, wisdom is kind of goes into your perception. Well, that part is like D&D, but what is not like D&D is that perception goes into your roll for initiative score. So if the higher wisdom you have, the faster you'll get into battle, or the higher your turn will be, should I say. And last but not least, I'm going to choose charisma, because I want to be able to intimidate people and whatnot. And unfortunately, having a negative score is going to hurt that. So that's good. Right here, my initial proficiencies, I get to choose between acrobats or athletic. So I'm going to choose athletics. And now I went from untrained to trained in athletics. Once again, we'll talk about athletic skills in the future, but let it be known, vastly superior in this game than it is in D&D. It's actually worth something. I've never used athletics once in D&D, but I use it all the time when I'm playing as a fighter in Pathfinder. So, or fighter-esque, should I say. So right here, I get to choose 3 skills. So I'm going to choose survival. As you see, I already have dwarven weapons and lore here. I'm going to choose society, because why not? And I'm going to choose acrobatics. And last but not least, I got to choose a fighter feat. So with the fighter feat, I'm just going to choose double slice. And after that, finally, I go down to equipment. I'm just going to choose quick equipment package where I can go ahead and check out, and I get all of my scale mail, my dagger. This is the stuff that you get because you are a fighter here, and it gives me all the stuff I need. The one thing it doesn't give me is a clan dagger, however. That might be an oversight right there, so I'm going to click on purchase package. Acquired, and everything is good, so I'm going to click on save. And right here, it's just a button to go ahead and show us our character sheet. So as is right now, it is loading up our character sheet. And here we go. Our character sheet is right here. Remember, we can go ahead and click here and change what our character sheet looks like. We want to make it light, dark, divine, kind of fighterish, or hand drawn. I like this one too. So we can choose anything we want. But this is how you create a character here in Pathfinder. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you going to go ahead and create a character? I hope you are. Just go ahead to demiplane.com and check it out. You guys have a good night.